to boo, and he simply brought out his war plan, his extermination plan against the Palestinians, against the Syrian people, against the Lebanon people, against the people from Iraq, from Jordan, from Iran, against the world. It is a war plan against the world from Netanyahu. It's like Hitler sat down in the UN without his mustache. He was only missing Hitler's mustache to say that he was going to exterminate all that haven't been exterminated yet. So it is very characteristic that the speech of a US president is the responsibility of who? We could say of the State Department of the United States, because usually the State Department touches all of the countries of the world and gives them the 3 paragraphs that they have to say to support the President of the United States. That didn't happen in this occasion, and that is something that you said, and I rescue from your words. On the contrary, I believe that if one analyzes the speeches of all of the countries, everybody was looking for a new humanity. Everyone is looking for peace and cooperation. The chorus of countries where they managed with the Lima Group 5 years ago, it was a chorus of 30 countries from the Lima Group. That doesn't exist because even the most extreme right presidents, they were silent. They didn't support the threat against Venezuela. They turned around not to say anything on Venezuela. All of this is currently being developed. The analysis is very important. The threats are there. I have said that the United States empire wants to force the world hegemony through the commercial war, and that hasn't worked out. And through direct military threat, military war, and I believe that that would be even worse. Humanity wants peace. I believe that the countries of the United Nations, especially those who don't really support Venezuela, realize 2 things. Number one, that what Venezuela was saying from the politics of the United States, it's completely true, and with their words, Trump said that. And number 2, they are realizing that the subject is not Venezuela, but that if the United States attacked Venezuela, it could attack then Chile, Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, or Colombia later on the subject.
I believe it was a mark, just like when Khrushchev took off his shoes and hit the podium at the UN, just like when Fidel Castro stood there with great dignity, just like Che Guevara also stood there, just like Hugo Chavez stood and said, "Smells sulfur." In this occasion, there's been a memorable action, what President Gustavo Petro did. And with the greatest respect for Colombia, for the internal politics of Colombia, with respect to Gustavo Petro, President, that I've got to know him very well in long days of talks, I truly express my admiration for his bravery, for his strength, the strength of Bolivar. It is the strength of Ricaute that we saw him here with among us, the strength of Petro. Truly, he said what humanity needs to hear at those moments. He expressed words of hope for a new humanity. So it's a characteristic. It's something characteristic that will mark the anniversary of the UN. There's something very important that we wish to highlight at the UN, and it's the New York City. New York City is the wealthiest city in the United States, and it's the city where Donald Trump, where he was born. New York is wealthy, yes, it is. Right now, that people are there today, right now, there are 104,000 people living on the streets of New York. People have nowhere to live, and of that 100,000 people, over 30,000 are children. So what does this tell us about the system that governs in the United States, which is a system that creates a lot of wealth but also a lot of